Hi, Immersive Storytelling class. I'm Simone, and today I'm going to present my individual project. I know I'm supposed to write a short essay about my project, but I didn't have time and I'm bad writing essay. So I made my progress into a presentation and I want to share it because I'm really excited about my progress. So I call my project Eating Disorder Playground. I'm interested in how media helps mental disorder recovery, especially how a virtual environment encourage eating disorder patients' recovery. Because of this, I have been participating in eating disorder communities on Discord, as well as experiencing metaverse medias in the past 2 months. About my project, so I have a hypothesis that well, of course, this hypothesis is based on my research. So, in the metaverse, people with mental health problems will be able to feel free and relaxed because it's immersive and people can have the alternative identities. So, I have the intention to create a space that could solve problems for people. So, I started to ask me questions. How might I create a space where patients can learn where to look for help and feel motivated to start the recovery process? How might I get people prepared for a inpatient or outpatient treatment? How might I establish trust so people can make friends and exchange encouragement? Therefore, I propose I'm going to build a multiplayer VR space for outpatient treatment of eating disorders. Well, for the time timeline I have, I definitely won't be able to build the whole thing, but I started from researching and then I built this prototype on Zepeto, which I will talk about later. So, to get the viewers more sense of what I'm making, I want to present three precedents that I thought they're related to my project, and I thought there are some design qualities that I really like about them, and I want to share. So, first one is called skittish.com. It's basically a replacement for Zoom, but it's just made cuter. Um, I like that they're using animals, cute animals, for to replace the human, our faces. They're using the animals as the avatar. The next one is called VR Chat. This one is big, and I heard that people are doing not real therapy sessions, but they're telling stories about their traumatized childhood, um, about their story, and they feel safe and they could talk about they're using this as a treehold to dump their emotions. And I think that's the power with metaverse, and that's something I could learn about. Another one is called Planey, and this is a one person built um, meditation storytelling game. Um, what I like about this is that it tends to create a relaxing space for the player. So I will learn about the lighting using and the music they use in this game. So some design qualities I want to implement in my design of this virtual space is virtual journey, which is to use minimal words as instruction to lead the users. Secondly, minimal UI and virtual space and haptics, because when I was trying the PlayStation 5's controller, the haptics on the controller really strikes me, and I think it really increased the immersion for a game or for any environment. Next one is accessibility, smooth experience, and of course, it needs to be beginner friendly because there are a lot of people who have not yet exposed to VR. Looking ahead, chosen media for my prototype. MVP features, and aesthetics. So key features. This is the this is what I'm gonna build um, for long term. What I'm thinking I'm going to build. So first one is it's going to be themed worlds. There's supposed to be different themes of worlds, so people can choose what themes they like, or they can just randomly pop into a theme, and they will help them to feel relaxed. Secondly, is it's multiplayer. So the basic player parties include a therapist, dietitian, and patient. Uh, and Of course, I learned this from Skittish. I'm gonna use non-human avatars, especially for patients, but for the clinical professional players, I think it will be helpful to use their real facial avatar as the avatar in order to help building establishing trust with their patients. Some additional features I just thought if if it's doable, it would be great to have. One is virtual meals because according to my research, even even in outpatient treatment, there are um, therapeutic dinners that patients would take under the supervision of their therapist. So it's a step for recover too. Also, drawing board. I just thought it could add some four elements, add more interaction into this immersive experience. Another factor is the security. Security is also always concerning people, especially in metaverse. So it will be a factor need to be considered if there's time. Aesthetics. So I'm thinking this time at low poly, the nature scenes, or something surreal will really help people to relax in the non-reality world. Some unique selling point. Why my project is important and how is it unique? It's important because um, the the community of eating disorder is underrepresented and they need help. And sometimes they just don't know where to look for help. And this could be a casual way for them to start to know that their helps exist and there are professional people ready to help them. And there's something unique about this. My design is firstly safety. My VR application is not intended to be a therapy. It's not therapy. It's a therapy space. So since it's a therapy space, it involves two parties. So first one is the clinical professionals, and the second party is the patients. Um, the flexibility is also another unique point. So users can participate from home, other cities, or even trips because you don't have to go to um, the hospital or you don't have to go to the clinic in person. Um, so I will introduce my prototype. I choose the pedal because it already has certain user population. It has the social media elements. It's a metaverse that implement existing social media elements such as avatar, identity, content creation, and social acceptability. And I think it's really related um, to my project, to the concept of it. And it besides, it's a multiplayer platform. Um, because I don't have time to build the whole networking, so using it will really save me some time and get the results I want. So I made this space. I put screenshot on here because I'm releasing it, but it takes 2 weeks, so I'm only putting screenshots. So this is supposed to be a clinic, but it's surreal. I There are four themes. The space, as you can see in the big picture, it's the globe in the center. Um, is themed for space. The second theme is a forest. I try to make it as surreal as possible because I just don't want to emphasize like the realistic features are boring. I want to make it more fun. The next one is grassland. Um, and so you can see there's some picnic, there's chairs, sofa, just trying to make the patient comfortable when they're talking. And there's a beach. There's extra water, the trees. So they're basically separated rooms in different themes. And in the first layer, there's a consultation lobby, and that's how you get to talk to people before you start your treatment. Um, so I also worked on the avatar to explore how it feels, how it's gonna look if you have an animal avatar inside of a human. So I created this little bear, trying to make it cute. Um, Also, I'm also considering, is it better to use full body avatar or just the head? Um, but after I tested, um, I tested on the eating disorder Discord, and people are saying they prefer the little bear. So yeah, the full body one will be the choice if I'm developing it in the future. So what's next? I know 2 months is a kind of short time to work on a project like this, but I am really excited about this concept, and I do want to further develop it. So what the next step would be, I want to prototype it on Unity because it will give me more agency to create better interaction. So I have experimented with MRTK, which is Mixed Reality Toolkit, to create a simple user interface. So as you can see in the image, there's buttons, and you can actually use hand tracking to use your finger to click on the buttons. The second challenge is the drawing board. As I mentioned before, it's one of the additional features. So I have programmed a really simple drawing board with save and load feature on VR. As you can see, you can draw lines here. On the left, there's a color picker. Challenge 3 is networking. So networking with Unity has always been a pain, but I figured to conquer it by using the Photon Pon2 engine. So basically, it's a framework that you can use to build networking on Unity. So as you can see on the picture, I'm testing this uh, with my friend Sophie, and we're waving at each other, and we can see the head and hands. So the next challenge is the user flow. If I were going to further develop this project, I will need to design a user-friendly onboarding interface. Um, Also, as you can see in the previous testing photo, I don't have animal avatar on the people, so on the user. So I will need to create that. Next challenge is the security. I have no idea how to accomplish that. So for people who are watching my presentation, I would like to hear some advice on that. Um, Also, I have mentioned words in the previous slides that the themed worlds can be generated, like the worlds in Minecraft, that will add more fun, add more randomness into the whole experience. But maybe it's too heavy for the headsets to run. I don't know. Also, how um, from a technical perspective how it's gonna work. I don't know. I will need more. That will need my more of my research. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. Sorry, I don't have a short essay, but I'm really excited about this project and will probably work on it in the future. So I would like to hear some advice. Thank you so much.